Morning, y'all. Today, so Allie has been showing me lots of videos by the Sam Hyde guy. I think I'd heard his name before, and maybe seen a video by accident of his. And so she showed me a bunch of his stuff, and I was like, this guy's kind of not funny. Kind of funny. I don't know. Like, I was kind of confused why she was such a fan of his. Because he was kind of funny, I guess, but like not so funny that my girlfriend would be like a fan of his. At least in my eyes. So I was always kind of confused, and then she's done some other stuff, and then he just did that boxing thing, which was pretty funny.
The Candyman.
The Candyman. And so I was like, okay, he's just this kind of like I guess like a Redditor kind of comedian guy. I don't know. Like I don't really know. But so she said this is her favorite video of his, and she dug it up. I guess it was buried somewhere, but I guess it has some relevant information in
Old $1 Million Extreme days. But
okay, do you have any defense for yourself?
like, am I allowed to defend? I try to explain that in order to understand Sam Hyde, you have to. It's my appreciation came from years and years and years of watching all the old MDE videos and all the skits and all the deep videos like these. Basically, it's where you had to have been there. You had to have you know what I'm saying, like seen these videos to understand why this person is funny. The famous TED Talk, I think I showed you that. That might have been
that
the
wasn't
first thing.
funny at all.
But
for
the idea,
the first thing to show me,
well,
like you put that on, and I was like
you're like,
you have
why
to
is this
kind of know
funny?
the character to think that's
I
funny.
guess, but it's just the idea, the fact that you have to kind of know TED Talks and the way that they're
it
kind of
didn't seem like a real TED Talk.
pseudo-intellectual. But that was the part of that was the joke, though. He was let on there, people thinking that he was going to be an actual, like, legitimate, or being like a genuine, lecturer. I forgot what he said. His credentials
To me,
were exactly.
it was like
but he trolled Ted, the
like
whole
a
TED
Mad
Talk
TV
thing.
skit where
Sure.
they like do a fake TED Talk, and they have a guy go up and be goofy.
Yeah, and this was back when did this happen? Like,
and like I think I just didn't get his goofiness.
And
like
I
was
think,
like
also, like,
and then you showed me a video where he
to...
hung out with some troll of his, and I was just like, what are they? I don't get this.
Oh, with the iDubbbz video?
Yeah.
Well, okay, no. I gave you a disclaimer. I'm like, you're not going to understand this because you have no idea who these people are. So let me just watch this, and I'll explain later.
But then thinking back, iDubbbz is a big YouTuber, right?
Correct.
And then so Sam is kind of a big YouTuber.
Correct.
So they're just big YouTubers trolling each other.
Not exclusively YouTubers.
And if you're, cultural.
They have a following.
Cultural following, yeah.
So
okay. So anyway, we're gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Hi. Typically, the videos that I release on the $1 Million Extreme page, the videos we make, have a certain level of polish and finish to them, and they take a lot of time. But right now, I'm struck with the fire of inspiration, and I desperately need to share this with somebody. I've been, for the past day, I've been emailing advertising agencies trying to get work or something. Trying to move out to the West Coast, to Los Angeles. And in my research, looking at these ad agency websites, I found this. And this is a company called Digitas, okay, which is, they're just your, generic fucking red, black, and white, minimal, clean-cut ad agency. There's nothing really special about them, but I found this on their website, and it's fucking insane. And now we're going to watch it together. And the challenge is, how long do you think you can last before you start physically vomiting all over yourself? I lasted about 2.5 minutes, so let's see if you can beat my time. Here we go.
A vida noturna na cidade de São Paulo, ruas como a Rua Augusta, onde tudo acontece ao mesmo tempo.
Holy shit! Please stop. Okay. This is called 3 under 30. 3 things. It's these people who create advertisements. Okay, they're people who make the ads you see everywhere. Okay, they are talking about 3 things that inspire them, and they have 30 seconds to do it. So it's kind of a cool, self-promotional piece. Like maybe, another advertising company will see this, or a company like somebody over at Pepsi will see this, and they'll say, "Wow, look at these people. They have a fresh perspective. I'm going to hire them. They're kind of cool and young." And I'm going to get back into it. I just stopped because this guy's speaking Portuguese. It's making me fucking sick. I can't even watch the rest of this.
Can you hear what he's saying?
That's Portuguese.
So it's a ad agency.
Yeah.
People from an ad agency doing.
Yeah. They're kind of showing their employee, like each one of their employees or each one of their creatives doing this 3 under, I think it's 30 seconds. Their top 3 inspirations.
So if you were someone who wanted to use this company, you'd watch this and you'd be like, "Oh,
to be
cool,
like, look
this
at
is
these
the
cool
team."
young, people who are interesting, creative people. Yeah.
I think my parents are some of the most inspiring people to me.
Faggot.
For sure. It sounds silly and sweet, but it's true.
Parents.
Stephen Sondheim has always been a source of inspiration for me. I think the man is truly gifted.
Yo, you're mad straight.
And I also believe that Harvey Milk is somebody who I want to aspire to be like.
You get tons of pussy, dude. Look at that cool beard.
Yeah, that's like a SJW move. That's a virtue signal right there.
I have to fuck too many girls.
The Harvey Milk, yeah. Definitely.
Number 1 inspiration or the number 3?
Mankind's greatest
That's a
endeavor.
bit much.
These guys are badass. They quit
His
man on
number,
the moon. He's on
wait. So his number 1 inspiration is the moon landing. What do you think about that, Jeffrey Phillips?
So his number 1 inspiration of life is this really crappy version of a CGI video of a
As
moon
a
landing.
creative, perhaps.
Holy crap.
Maybe we're not giving this guy enough credit. Maybe he's hinting at deeper meanings here. And as a creative, he's saying this is the best production.
Actually,
his
that
number
is pretty
1
good.
inspiration
No.
as a production.
For duping the masses, like that's a pretty decent. That's a pretty shitty video that duped millions and millions, billions and billions of people over the last 50, 60, 70 years.
Yeah, homie might be onto something here.
He might be onto something,
Maybe.
actually.
Yeah, that's funny.
Rule some magnetic tape. Less technology than I have on me right now.
Eat shit.
El Bulli restaurant in Spain. They are molecular gastronomists.
Restaurant.
They make food. 6
I mean,
months out of
maybe
the
it's a
year,
really
and the
nice.
other 6 months
Maybe it's a really nice restaurant, or maybe it was designed by a designer he's into.
out of the year, they're in
So,
the lab
okay.
figuring out what they're going to make. They're basically telling jokes with food.
Still strange.
Bread. It's simple, human, elemental. A little flour.
Oh, we're
water,
inspired by
salt,
bread, babe.
and add heat.
Hey,
Or high
Wow.
carb. Bread would be my number 1 though.
yeah, mine might
Bread.
be rice.
My girlfriend's booty. And
Can you imagine what that guy's life must be like? What a fucking piece of shit. If I had to live one day in his shoes, I don't think I'd be able to resist pulling the trigger of the gun in my own mouth.
3 things in my office that inspires me every day. First, a bottle of champagne. Every time a project starts, I go to a small bottle and I put it in my office. When it's finished online, I put it and celebrate myself. The second thing is my super aquarium that I bought it when I started the business. And what's great is
Oh, this
really
is funny.
simple, but at the same time it really looks cool. The third thing is the most important thing is my princess mug cup that I give my grandma.
oh, so this is like a video I'd make almost.
What, like a skit?
Like reviewing something like this, some ridiculous video. Sam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been serving for 10 years, and that's my really great inspiration.
That's right, folks. In case you thought that white people are the only ones capable of being totally fucking self-obsessed and vain beyond all belief, here's this fucking queer Asian dude with a woman's, a lady's scarf on. So this is equal opportunity mental hell.
What inspired me? New narratives. For example, puppet shows that I'm really into now. Another thing.
Look at his face. Nice pause. Puppet shows where I'm really into now. Number one.
So these people are just like drones, like NPC drones in a video game.
It's like, I like explained this to you earlier, where it's like, came across this in art school, for which I went to for like 2 years, where it's like they sort of they want you to put these things like aesthetic preferences and these little surface things in your life and make that the most important thing in your life and derive all of your inspiration and creative production from that to produce commercials and commercial bullshit, basically, which is what these people do. This is an ad agency. These are the, like you were saying at the beginning of the video, these are the people who make.
We all know TV commercials are
things.
made for basically the intellect of toddlers.
Well, now it's they have these cool young hip people to where, okay, we have the population not watching as much TV. We need to get into social media, Instagram ads, all of the social media marketing, and billboards, still traditional ads. They're all done by these sorts of people who are very shallow, dare I say, NPCs. At least, not saying maybe they're all born that way, but they're maybe just they've been in an environment that has brought this
Dumb
out
them
of
down.
and really dumbed them down. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I saw it, I experienced it, and like I said earlier, like there were certain experiences, certain classes at art school that were amazing, and the teachers were just cool humans that were just, they were hired for that job, and they weren't, they were just creative people. But then most of the other teachers were people in the industry who were pushing that they want this out of you. They're like, what are your top, what are the pretty things you like in life? Like, focus on that rather than doing, of course. It's just pushing the status quo. These are the people doing it. And it's fucking crazy. Excuse my French.
It's just obvious.
Like,
they're obviously trying to dumb us down. We all know they've been trying to, but this is just like the roots of where it comes from.
The experimental cabaret shows that you see the process of creating new languages, and the third one,
baby
the
brains
silence of a creative environment when you can listen what the others are thinking.
Little tiny baby bird brains. That's this man's name. I have little brain. I don't know anything. Jesus Christ. Please help me.
Ma première source d'inspiration, c'est le site internet de
What did he say?
Speaking French or something. I couldn't tell which language.
The Ghastly Crumb Tinies by Edward Gorey. His book about killing children. I'm inspired by the Camino de Santiago. It's a pilgrimage trail in the north of Spain that people have been walking for 1,500 years. They think they found the body of St. John in Santiago. And then finally, my roommate, she does a lot of great stuff for the nonprofit, and she works hard. It's really inspiring.
Wow. This guy's natural body scent is cum. He doesn't have to wear aftershave because he smells like cum all day. The Ghastly Crumb Tiny Tales by Edward Gorey? They're these children's stories? These are all people... Oh, stop. These are all people who have loving relationships with both parents who are still together. That's what being well-adjusted and not having trauma in your life does. It leads to this.
Yeah, going to college and getting jobs like this.
These are people...
working out's really boring.
The people the complete opposite people of me in school. Like, they just fell perfectly in line and just did all their homework and got A's on all their tests. And, I was in the back of the room building a castle out of books around my table and
Nice.
and like taking the VCR apart to fix it. and not doing any homework. And I did well in tests, but I definitely didn't do homework. I was like, fuck you. Like, I've been here all day. I'm not gonna go home and like that was just something.
I mean, the reality is like
like I decided not to do homework very early on in elementary school and never
Yeah,
did it.
same.
Nothing they did to me was ever able to get me to do it because it was just unreasonable. I was like, no, I'm here from 7:30 to fucking 3:30 every day. That's half my life.
Gonna do your homework? Yeah.
No.
These are people who have all had excellent lives, and the worst thing that'll ever happen is my parent passed away. My
dog.
parent passed away 2 years ago. That's the kind of thing these people tell you, okay? That's what leads to this dumb, stupid, fucking happy look on this guy's face right now, okay? He just couldn't be more pleased to be a fucking piece of shit, total waste. And that's because nothing truly bad has ever happened to David, the creative from New York. He's a creative. He works, he creates for work. How preposterous is that?
But not when you've got podcasts from the BBC History Magazine to listen to. Yesterday,
BBC History Magazine.
French Revolution thing. What on earth's that got to do with today? Well, I urge you to go check out those podcasts. They're fantastic.
I get all my information from the most corrupt source. The source that wants to literally BBC News. That's like I get my information from Fox News History.
Podcast. It's cool though.
Yeah,
It's a podcast.
it's cool because it's a podcast,
So it's
you know.
legit.
And they have a lot to do with what's going on today. Thinking about the BBC, they've just redesigned their website. Another passion of mine, great design.
Number
Neville
2.
Brody's team did an absolutely wonderful job of that. So
BBC
go
website.
check that out as well. And a plug for
Of all the things in the world, everything BBC does.
He must have a family member who works for BBC or something. There's got to. It's like a favorite
Or
sports team
he's been
or
aspiring
something,
to work
or
there
like
his
he's
whole
trying
life.
to work there. Yeah, or this is just an opportunity for him
It's
to
like
apply to work.
Like
for
someone being like,
BBC.
I really want to work for SpaceX. Elon Musk is so cool.
New York. The Brooklyn Academy
Same
of
kind of
Music,
shit.
BAM as we know it. Just absolutely the best performance program in the city. Last night I saw Sam Mendes direct The
His
Tempest.
30 seconds is ticking.
And you can, Tom Waits,
44
Bob
seconds.
Wilson, you get all of these mashups of dance, opera, theater, music, and film. Absolutely wonderful.
Stop.
And funny, the guy who's into mainstream news didn't go by the rules.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm watching right now. This is like someone designed a personal hell just for me.
Yeah, this feels like England or something to me. Like this feels like a London agency.
Dreary.
Guys, go get some popcorn because we're going deep here. And I know
Baby Sam Hyde.
for some of you
Yeah.
watching this might be, trudging on, boring, whatever. Don't
How
watch
thin
it.
that
But this
beard
is some of you need to absorb this right now. This is so bad. This is so very, very bad. These people have so much influence. The decisions that they make, to quote Gladiator, echo in eternity. Okay, everything you see, all the packaging, the movies, all the anything you see is somehow handled, is touched by these people. It's processed, in whatever way, by these people who deserve death. If this group of 30 people or whatever died right now, I think the world would be a much better place.
Source d'inspiration, c'est la presse. Je suis un boulimique de presse.
Stop!
What? A dress?
I can't handle that for 1 second.
Like none of these people are inspired by nature?
Music, the Carter family, things from my Virginia roots.
Like Aaron Carter and
I'd say,
like New Kid-
No, what's his name? Isn't Jay-Z's last name Carter?
yeah.
So I think maybe I think it's them. Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Or is that
Carter-
Wheezy?
What?
Wheezy's last name's Carter, isn't it?
I don't know, man.
Wow, we're so white.
Yeah.
I'd say living in a loft.
Living
or
in a loft?
Loft
non-predetermined
living's number
space.
2,
Is the
inspiration.
second most
Clears your head.
inspirational thing in life?
3, I would say campfires. Just sitting around in front of a fire is
This is like every other dude in LA.
Yeah.
one of the best.
Like literally
feelings
to a T.
I could think of.
That's pathetic.
He was even like embarrassed with his
Yeah,
answers.
no,
You
he
can
was
see him at the
embarrassed.
end. He was like, that was really cheesy. I mean, who knows? Maybe they made these guys do this as they're walking into work, and they were just all, "What am I inspired by right now?" And they're just thinking, what is on their desktop
Yeah,
that they're looking at to
literally
work
picking
with?
3 things on their desk.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I bet he has a really nice vagina, though.
My first source of inspiration is Manchester, what most people consider to be a dark industrial town. In fact, was one of the most happening cities in the late 80s.
One of the top 10 biggest shitholes on the planet.
Source of inspiration is New York in the late 80s, early 90s. Why? Because, again, that's when
Top 5 biggest shitholes on the planet.
hip-hop really came alive and it really inspired me musically. My third source
Yes, a lot of psyops came of age in the 80s.
of inspiration is the Hacienda, the mythical nightclub in Manchester, where you had such a rich mix of people that came together to produce what we now call house music.
House music.
Maine is one thing that inspires me a lot. It's where I'm from. Every time I go back, I feel really refreshed and rejuvenated. Makes me feel really safe. The second thing that inspires me is sunshine. No matter how crappy a day might seem, if it's sunny, at least to me, it can't really be all that bad. And then finally,
I'm really inspired in life by breathing.
Yeah.
as silly as it might sound, Super Mario Brothers is something that inspires me at the moment. I've been known to play
Hey, that's a good
Super
answer,
Mario
at
straight
least.
at any given time, and I think I'm actually pretty good at it.
You're right,
Mario
that did
Brothers
sound
inspired
stupid
me
and
when I
silly.
was 4.
This woman is a golden retriever. This is not a human being right here. This is literally a golden retriever. Only dumber.
Three things that inspire me are music, shoes, and the Series 24. Music because I always listen to Spotify at work and normally listen to Bob Marley or R&B. Shoes because I've got a whole collection of shoes at home. And 24 because
Music is probably the best answer so far. But
Yeah,
still,
I
like,
guess it's a general.
I enjoy watching Jack Bauer.
shoes. No, you like shoes. They don't
Daniel Kapoor is in the
inspire
new series
you.
and is an Asian actor.
She's serious. I promise you, she's not
The
making a
TV
joke.
show 24. It
I
was a good
looked
show.
into it, and that's totally serious.
But
To be a top 3 inspiration in your life.
First thing I can think of is Puerto Rico, where I'm from, my beautiful island. It reminds
okay.
me
jeez.
of how I
Puerto Rico.
Expats.
She skipped her.
I love fashion. There is one fashion designer I love is Marta Margiela. It's arty, chic, and poetic. And you should have a look at his website. It's quite original. And I love art. It would be
Is that a
Mark
dude?
Roscoe. There is one place I love in the UK. It's a Rothko room at the Tate Modern. It's a great painter, taking you into the color. It's great. And then it would be David LaChapelle. There was an exhibit last year in Paris, which was breathtaking between reality and glamour, and I loved it.
Breathtaking.
Breathtaking.
One thing that inspires me is memories of being young and naive, drinking cheap Lambrusco wine in the Gianicolo this hill overlooking Rome at sunset. Love that memory. I'm also inspired by discovering great, exciting new bands and art in random warehouses all over Brooklyn. And most importantly, I'm very inspired by my family and our ability to spread all over the world and still remain fiercely united.
Wow, I think he might weep on camera. Let's replay that one. That's the worst one yet. And as we watch this again, imagine his tiny little penis buried in pubic hair.
One thing that inspires me is memories of being young and naive, drinking cheap Lambrusco wine in the Gianicolo, this hill overlooking Rome at sunset. Love that memory. I'm also inspired by discovering great, exciting new bands and art
wasn't
in
on a
random
date with a
warehouses
woman,
all
that's
over
for
Brooklyn.
sure.
And most importantly, I'm very inspired by my family and our ability to spread all over the world and still remain fiercely united.
Wow, let's break that one down. Look at his facial expression, okay? When he
Yeah.
talks about discovering bands in random warehouses all over Brooklyn, he like looks at the camera, and that's so sickening. Swallow that. Look at that. Get into it, okay? Favorite memory: drinking cheap Lambrusco wine in the Gabardina hills of Italy. That was a great memory. Discovering bands all over random warehouses in Brooklyn. I couldn't do it. I could not do this better. I could spend weeks rehearsing a character, and this guy would nail me.
One thing that inspires me is memories of being young and naive, drinking cheap Lambrusco wine in the Gianicolo, this hill overlooking Rome at sunset. Love that memory.
Ooh.
I'm also inspired by discovering great, exciting new bands and art in random warehouses all over Brooklyn. And most importantly, I'm very inspired by my family and our ability to spread all over the world and still remain fiercely united.
I told you, this is what being well-adjusted, his family. He loves his family. I love my family. Like, grow up. What? Oh, my God.
He did a really good taping these glasses.
Yeah.
Like if you see how he's laid it all out, and I think he popped the lens out to put it, like he did a good job.
This is
impressed.
this is the core of
It's like he was a Boy Scout or something.
what is wrong with the world. This guy is just a big fat baby right here. And he loves his family, and he doesn't want to be away from them.
The long-haired kids also.
Let's watch
One thing that
again.
inspires me is memories of being young and naive, drinking cheap Lambrusco wine in the Gianicolo, this hill overlooking Rome.
Faggot!
Love that memory. I'm also inspired by discovering great, exciting new bands and art in random warehouses all over Brooklyn. And
Oh!
I'm
Yes.
very inspired by
really
my
bad.
ability to spread all over the world and still and most my family and our ability to all over Brooklyn. Inspired by my family, and I'm very inspired by my family. Inspired by most importantly, I'm very inspired by most importantly, I'm very inspired by my.
Oh, my
One thing that
God.
inspires me is memories of being young and naive, drinking
Oh,
cheap
God,
Lambrusco
not
wine
again.
in Gianicolo, this hill overlooking Rome at sunset. Love that memory. I'm also
I wonder if he's seen
inspired
this,
by
this guy.
discovering
Right.
great, exciting new bands and art in
Probably.
random warehouses all over Brooklyn. And
Oh!
most importantly, I'm very inspired by my family.
He was
and our
just about
ability
to like
spread all over the world
do a
and still
backflip
remain
there or
fiercely
something. He's so happy
Fiercely united.
about that memory.
Love that memory.
Abysmal.
Digital Turntable Lab, lots of great music, easy to download, really good stuff you can't find anywhere else.
So that's my app.
Vintage
Let's plug in my
photography
app.
blogs, in particular one called Cosmic Dust, another
photography
called The
blogs.
Nomadic Way, really Americana-inspired old photographs. And typography, I'm a total type geek, and I really like Espo's work right now.
That dude's from
I want
New
to see a
York.
reality show where he goes to prison. I'm a type geek.
In first position, the Evolution store in Soho, New York, and in two, the natural, fresh, organic style of Dougal Wilson, and in three, Wet My Clothes, Playing Heavy Rain, especially my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Romantic comedies like Sleepless in Seattle or Latter Days, something to aspire to in terms of how you can be together with one other person. I've always also looked at Judge George Bundy Smith, someone I used to work for on the Court of Appeals. His quiet determination and his approach to collaborative views on the Court of Appeals and law in general. I've also been inspired, frankly, I used to collect comic books. So Team comic books by DC, like Legion of Superheroes, and and the way teams from very different people used to work together in a science fiction atmosphere.
This is the guy that sells you shit and tells you what to buy. Can you believe that?
Então, hoje o que me inspira, a número 1 é tendência. Eu procuro sempre ficar atualizado.
Not in English. Yep, just gonna skip it.
The Mumu
One of the
guy.
questions that come to mind are just the arts in general. I remember visiting the d'Orsay in Paris and just totally gotten overwhelmed and you know, inspired by some of the...
You're fucking boring.
To start with, change, because it's challenging and it helps you improve yourself. Traveling and meeting new people and new faces. That's why I've lived in 3 countries, Venezuela, Spain, and England. And finally, music. I studied classical music for 10 years, but funnily enough, my favorite music is classic rock.
I want to put her in a snuff film. I want to see how hard I can punch her face. I want to punch her till my hand's broken. I don't care.
CargoCollective.com. It's an artist site that hosts artists from fashion to photography to other art directors. Second thing I really like is Uniqlo. And the third thing that inspires me is just people that are better than me, you know, people that make me strive to be a better creative in life.
You're a piece of shit.
Uniqlo?
Yeah, the clothing brand. Or in a store.
Ce qui m'inspire, l'effervescence parisienne. De jour comme de nuit.
Gag.
Nature movies are awesome, like Microcosmos, Genesis, or Animals Are Beautiful People too. Seeing the little intricacies of animals interacting in their natural environment is really inspiring. Another thing is vinyl records, old vinyl records from the 60s and 70s, rock and roll. Having that physical thing you can hold and put the needle on is really great. Another thing is history books. Seeing how people centuries ago could do amazing things without the technology that we have today is really inspiring.
It's everything that people hate about Keanu Reeves and nothing they like about Keanu Reeves.
Okay, 3 things for inspiration and inspiring. I'd say one of them is cycling. Go cycling
Look at
every
him,
year
he's
to
skinny as
Spain,
fuck.
do about 100 miles a day. Just love being out on the road. The other one after that would have to say is mountain climbing. I've done it for a few years, but actually being up there on the side of a mountain, out there with the good climbing buddies, that's fantastic. And the third one I'd say is music. I think it ties in with everything.
He's the
That's
coolest
definitely
one.
the coolest one.
He's the coolest
And
guy.
he's a cyclist.
Yeah.
I want to see this guy's real top 3, which would probably have some big fat
One of
woman
those.
using his face as a chair.
Probably.
I like having women put cigarettes out on my pecker. You're going to love this one.
First would be Vladimir Nabokov's Speak Memory. It's an autobiography of his life, and he spends the entire book searching for patterns in his life, and it's elegantly written. It's intricate. It's just a beautiful book. And the second would be Beethoven's A minor string quartet, because it speaks to the redemptive power of music. And the third would be my mom. She's a really strong person, and she's really instilled a lot of morals in me, and I respect her very much.
Somebody needs to put her out of her misery.
Shit.
The artists and the craftsmen at Pixar Studios, their attention to detail in a highly technological realm, and their attention to traditional art in a more technological realm of filmmaking is amazing. Anybody who knows me knows that I soak up the New York music scene like a sponge. The variety and breadth on any given night is amazing. And more personally, you might not know that I love the Arnolfini Wedding Portrait by Jan van Eyck. It represents this break in painting technique that was 100 years ahead of its time.
That this man is barely holding it together. If you see this man on the street,
look at that face though. It's like,
do not panic. Walk in the opposite direction, and hopefully you'll be okay.
Okay, 3 things I find inspirational. My old car, because it always breaks, and normally at the side of the road, so you have to find odds and ends that you've put in the boot with old tools and try and make it work out of just those things. And it's always raining, and it's always dark, and you don't have all the right parts. So that's, that's pretty good inspiration. Old posters, especially Swiss design, things like that. Anything where good illustrations in, and pieces of string, because you always have to untangle them.
Awkward mohawk.
That was cute. His last one was a throwaway. It was a snarky, goofy,
bit of string.
I'm a silly guy, and now you know a little bit more about my personality.
What did he say?
He's like, the last
number one has to be
No,
passion.
what did...
Like,
what
has
was
to be
it?
people
bit of
really
string.
passionate about what they do. Anyone does that, I'll do anything to help them do it. Next I think is ideas, and ideas are amazing. Like, and not just like great ads and stuff.
Ideas are amazing.
But yeah, things like the railway station at Lyon Airport is a wonderful, wonderful piece of architecture, beautiful idea. And then I think finally the other thing is solving problems for people. That's what we do. I mean, it's not just about regular advertising; it's solving things. I like that. And crosswords.
Very like manager answer.
Solving crosswords is good. Yeah, that makes me happy.
Stop talking.
Three things that inspire me. One, getting out into nature, climbing up mountains, hiking around, swimming in the lakes. It's always nice to get out in nature. Second one is got to be martial arts. I love seeing different cultures' interpretations of how to express the human body. The third one is ice hockey. Love the pace of the game. I love the aggression of it. And that's not what you see in the Olympics. That's a watered-down version of our sport.
Wow. Yikes.
Yikes.
So there you have it. Next time you buy a product or you find yourself wanting an object or liking a musician or something, just remember that these are the tastemakers right here. The people you just saw embarrass themselves for all of eternity. They are the ones who are in control of your buying decisions. Just remember that. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, it kind of almost reminds me of what was that movie? That show Mad Men was kind of a good glimpse into marketing and how to kind of, get stupid people to buy stupid shit or just get people to buy stupid shit, not even necessarily stupid people, but there's clearly, there's clearly a dumbing down of the media. You can watch commercials and it's just like, who are they making these things to?
Yeah. Well, especially commercials on TV. It's why, and they know that too. I say they, but like the media knows that people, younger people, or people who consume more social media and don't watch TV anymore, you see a commercial and it's not even relatable. It's not even like, it's like, who is this for? So, like you said, these are the tastemakers. These are the people, like, especially now. I mean, Frank Zappa talked about this, about the music industry, where back in the day you had these executives, record label execs. They didn't really know what was good or whatever. They were just taking chances on musicians. And then the cool people, the young people became the executives and the tastemakers and the hip people. And they're like, no, this is what's, the music industry became less experimental and more manufacturer because they know what sells. Same thing for advertising, marketing, all of that. And it's just wild to see, like you said, like, these are the people. I don't know, this video, like, I've watched it probably like 10 times all the way through. I mean, this came out like 8 years ago, but it just like it almost I don't know, it helps.
It's a good example of just showing, how if you are, original or think outside the box at all, you're definitely in the minority.
I mean, I don't even it's just yeah. Especially, like I said, having, I mean, we can experience it, especially if you live in a big city, living in LA. Like I said, experiencing art school. It's just, and seeing that, it's like, that's what the system is producing. And especially with the art schools, they have, I mean, they're loan mills. So, you know, as long as you have a GED or high school diploma, I mean, they're scooping up. I mean, they have the AI, the Art Institute, they're popping up everywhere. And
Dude,
like I
FIDM.
said, it's like they're just signing people up for these loans, and it's almost, you know, they're reaching out into all walks of life to get these creatives to produce stuff to control us with. And so it's just wild seeing the whole system kind of looping around, and this is a perfect little insight into like the machine, the workings behind the machine. These people, I don't know, I'm not saying I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
MDE never dies.
I guess I still have to watch more Sam Hyde. But no, I kind of get it. He's just doing cringy reviews. But I think his sense of humor is just more Reddit than I'm used to. Allie's the queen of Reddit.
Oh, Lord, no.
Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Peace.